It's pretty much springtime here in Austin, Texas, or the early beginnings of it anyways. You can see the leaves are starting to come out and red buds are starting to bloom. It's February 27th. And yeah, we'll get a few more cold days, but it shouldn't be anything that's too drastic. Thought I'd go down and look at some new bike infrastructure. Well, this is what they've done in a lot of places. Texas had a lot of wide roads, so that was good. They could just go ahead and put some paint down and paint a bike lane. When I first got here, there was no bike lanes anywhere. Bicycling was not a big thing in Texas. And all that's changed over the years. But I thought I'd show you some of the stuff that works and some of the stuff that doesn't work. This should be a really good year for biking in Austin. They're opening up a lot of new things. They're connecting trails and building new bike paths. There's the Walmart's off to the right here, the little mall in my area anyways. A lot of the malls have gone. We only have one real big one left in the city. It's about 77 degrees today. So I thought I had to get out and do a little riding while it's still nice. It's going to cool down again next week, be in the 40s and the 50s for a couple of days. So here you can see they painted a bike lane, but up ahead you'll see they didn't really think it out very well. So you're just riding along the bike lane. Next thing you know, they put an island of concrete right in the middle of it for no good reason. Oh look, 3 islands of concrete. Yeah, that was a dumb plan. So they spent all that money putting it in, and now they're gonna tear it all out again. But that was pretty much the way it was, or has been in the past there. They didn't give bicycles a second thought. They put those there thinking like they're going to slow down the traffic for some reason, but I don't see how it really does that. Yeah, it's a beautiful day out. I've been having cabin fever lately. It's just been cool and damp. Not really great biking weather. I see the trees starting to bloom. So it's not long now. Can't wait to get my little boat back into the water and do a lot more biking this year. But like I say, I am lucky that they did build wide roads to begin with. The bad thing is they let people park on the roads, and that it clogs everything up. But where I grew up, it was only 2-lane roads everywhere, and there was no parking allowed on any road. But they're trying to increase the density of the city, which, you know, it's good and bad. All depends how you look at it. They're trying to make it more car unfriendly now and try to force you to use mass transit or bicycles. And that's all cool for in the city, but this is Texas. Texas is just huge. There's far distances in between places. So you really need a car too, or something else besides a bike. I guess you could rent cars when you need them. Won't be too bad of a plan. But big giant roads, and how many cars have you seen go by me? Not many back in any of the neighborhoods. Those are live oak trees right there. They live about 400 or 500 years. We're coming up to Shoal Creek Boulevard. This is the main north-south way for bicycles to go. You can see up ahead in the distance the highway bridges. That's 183. That's a very busy highway, and it's really hard to get across that from the neighborhoods to get onto the other side. And they just built a new underpass, I guess you'd call it, to get under the highway, cut behind some soccer fields and get you into the next neighborhood. And they're about to connect that out to this fancy high-end mall and to where they're just about to build the new professional soccer stadium. So people will be able to ride the bikes up there. They're going to connect that to a loop where it'll be a big 20-mile loop that goes back down to the river, where you can ride and things like this, where you don't have to mess too much with the cars. This is a little bit strange up here because you got to get on the other side. I'm going to do it now. 183, and I'm turning down this way. When I first got here, 2 blocks up from here, was just a stop sign to get across. Now it's a major highway. As Austin grew out to the west, everything started to change. Then all the high tech came in, and a lot of it's out on the north side and out in Round Rock where Dell put their headquarters. And so more and more people started moving in. A lot of people moved from California, Silicon Valley here. So this is kind of nice. You can see I don't want to mess with those cars. Then you come over here. It has a little button to push, but I'm not going to do that because I can see there's no cars. I'll just come across. Pass under. You gotta be real careful here. And made it. And then there was like this little swamp area over here where they filled in a little bit and made the bike path. That's Mopac over there to the left. That's the main north-south route for cars, takes you down to the city. So you can see you kind of get boxed in over here for being on a bicycle. You're supposed to take these and go right down, straight ahead eventually. And that'll connect down to the mall. But for right now, this takes you over into the neighborhood, and then you can weave your way down to it if you want to get there. Just like an industrial park over here. Is that a train? It is a train. Damn. I need to film some train shots. It's one of the spots I want to do it at. This is the main north-south train track that comes up from Mexico through San Antonio, heads up towards Dallas. So it's pretty active, and the trains are usually about a mile or 2 long. Thank you. Yeah, this looks like about a 2-mile train right here. Stop and tie my shoe before something bad happens. the end of it. I'll go back and go down Shoal Creek Boulevard a little bit. There's a shortcut right here. I might as well take it. Nice big wide open road. I never thought I would be comfortable riding a bike around the city just because of the way that the people were, and there was no bike lanes at all, and cars did not feel that bicycles should be in the road. And so there's a lot of bike deaths. There's still 300 people a year get killed in Texas on bikes. And I don't know any cases of people on bikes running into cars and killing people. But with more bikes, I think it brings more awareness too at the same time, and at least putting down the stripe, and notice how it's not a single stripe here, it's a double. Gets the cars a little bit further away. It gives you a little buffer zone, and this is a nice size bike lane, I feel anyway. But the intersections is where you have to really watch out. That's also one of the good places for, or where an e-bike shines anyways, especially one with a throttle, to help get you through the intersection fast. But you can turn right on a red here, so you gotta watch out for those guys. our local Lowe's home improvement store to my right. As you can see, the bike lane kind of shrunk up over here. And this intersection is very dangerous, especially this time of day. It's like 4 o'clock in the afternoon, rush hour starting. Let's see. Get across? Yeah, we can cut across. Take you over and show you this new bike rack at my favorite taco store. I asked them to get a bike rack and they said they would. I went online and found them a nice big one. And they just installed it. They're gonna do some more. They're gonna take over that one parking place and elevate it and then put the bike rack up on that. But for now, it's out in the front of the store. Just making a little more bike friendly. Now I can ride my bike down and get tacos. It's amazing how many places don't have a bike rack, or don't have one yet anyway. Let's see, it's a little strange situation here too. I'll go the other way. I'll take you guys up to Walmart parking lot. I'll show you what a bike unfriendly road is all about. And that's right here. There's no place to ride unless you take the lane. Unless you're gonna ride the sidewalk, which I'll ride the sidewalk for a little bit. And of course, you gotta be really careful on the sidewalks. But not much foot traffic comes down these. So you don't have to worry about that. You have to worry about those cars cutting in. There's a Whataburger. Whataburger is a Texas hamburger chain. It's way better than McDonald's or Burger King though. They cook the food much fresher for you. They have good breakfast and burgers. Hello. Thank you. As you can see right there, bad things could happen real fast. We'll cut in here. This was Norcross Mall. It still technically is, but back in the day when I first moved here, it was much bigger. They cut about half of it down and built this Walmart, which is actually a very small Walmart compared to most. There was a big uproar about how we're putting a big giant Walmart in here, so they wouldn't let them do that. They don't have like a lawn and garden section or a lot of that kind of things. They have a grocery store and then like a mini part of the clothes and hardware and things like that. And we'll go up and take a look at it. As you can see, they say a bike rack looks like bicycles. This is what's left over of the mall. A bunch of little restaurants. There's an ice skating rink in there. I haven't even been inside it for a long time. Ooh, Louisiana Crab Shack, that's new. I'm gonna have to go try that out. I might have to go try that out today. I also just put a chicken and waffle place in, which I've never had chicken and waffles, but I can see how they go together. Especially like 2 o'clock in the morning. So a bunch of little stores right here. There's that Wild chicken waffles. And back over here is the ice skating rink. Ooh, I'm gonna have to go back and check that. Cajun shrimp place, maybe. I love shrimp po' boys. Because you really want a good shrimp po' boy, you gotta go to New Orleans. It has to do with the bread. It's so good. It's just incredible. It's one of the things I like about traveling is the food. I'll plan out every meal. The only thing I want to eat is what's locally caught or raised around there. I'm going to Cape Cod 2 months from now. And I'm gonna eat nothing but seafood and pizza. Mainly seafood. But I have to get 1 or 2 pizzas while I'm there. They're gonna be there for 5 days. So. Yeah, I never saw that before. I'm gonna have to go home and look that up. Look at their menu. It's almost a good time to go there. I'm not quite hungry yet, but I try to beat the evening rush if I'm gonna go to a restaurant. So you wanna go to eat before about 5:30. That's one thing about being a YouTuber, you know, I make my own hours, so I don't like standing in lines. I usually don't eat breakfast, and then I will go to lunch early at either 10:30 or 11 o'clock, and then I'll eat again either at 5 or 7 o'clock. I usually only eat twice a day now, unless I'm being very active. I'm 59 now, so I don't burn it off like I used to. Come on, car, get out of the way. Smells good. Panda Express. I ate there before. I would eat there if I had to, but it didn't really impress me very much. And we used the pedestrian crossing here.
Wait to cross Burnett Road.
And this is Burnett. This is another one that I wouldn't want to ride on. It's 40, 45 mile an hour speed limit. I don't like riding. The cars are going more than about 35 miles an hour. Things can go wrong too fast. I'm not paying attention. Now I'd just rather take the side roads. But I don't have to commute, you know. I'm just going out for the fun of it and for the exercise or shoot video. And we're getting close to my house. I live on the other side of those apartment complexes ahead. Boy, it feels good to be back on the bike. I tweaked my knee yesterday too. It's been bothering me, and I needed to get some exercise on it without, you know, pounding on it at the same time. That's what the beauty of this bike is. Normally I'm riding at level 1 or 2. I put in level 3 today just to make it a little bit easier on my knee and break myself in a little bit. It has 10 levels. It has 2 modes. You have eco mode and sport mode, and each of those modes has 5 different levels. And then I could plug it into the computer and adjust to each one for whatever I want. But it came pretty good set from the factory. And I'm riding a Bafang 750w, which has way more power than I ever need 99% of the time. But it sure is nice to know you got that little extra if you need it. This thing will climb the steepest hill you can imagine. As long as you can stay on the bike, it'll keep going. This is Genuine Joe's Coffee. I think I'll end this video here. Hope to bring you some more real soon, now that the weather's turning good again. Have a great rest of your week.